everyone, my name is Yavo. I'm here to talk about my one of my favorite Power series show. I love Raising Kanan. This is the last season, season 5. So join me on the journey to watch and review, and hope you enjoy, and hope you can follow me on this journey. This was my first time on YouTube, so have some patience with me, and hopefully we'll see if we agree or disagree, or if you just want to watch. But welcome. Thank you. We starting off episode 1, season 5 of Raising Kanan. The begin episode 1 is picking up from end of last season, where Kanan is at Rock's house. He's blaming her for everything as usual, especially for the death of his girlfriend, not realizing that was actually because of him and his connections, his new connections with that drug dealing couple who's obsessed with his mother. But he's so young and naive and thinks he gets the drug game, but he gonna slowly realize he still got a lot to learn, and how people are playing on him being young and naive. And so his uncle comes in and gets shot. The way I screamed, because I did not see that coming. That was terrible, sad. And the way he looked at Kanan and Rock is like he knew in that moment like what he was doing and that he was going to die. So it was just like seeing Lou, which is, even he was one of my favorite characters on the show, and seeing his arc, but disappointed he was getting back into street stuff, because all of them is like they, in that family, they take steps forward and take steps back. And it was just crazy to see how Kanan realized he shot his uncle, but like didn't he, I don't know if he was frozen, like he could, it wasn't processing for him. It just looked like he didn't even have any type of reaction, which was troubling for me. And just how Rock instantly covers up for Kanan. It's like she it's like she's, I don't know if that's a mother thing. It's like she's enabling him, always wants to protect him. It's like he always wants to hurt her. And I think he also can't believe, like, I just killed your brother and you still have love for me. You're still trying to protect me. I think he's trying, it's like the more he tries to break her heart or hurt her, it's like she loves him more. It's just a part of their toxicity. But that is just super sad how he died. And then their guard, Rock's guard, is seeing all of this and their crazy family dynamics, and offering to call the ambulance, and instantly Rock is like, no, they covering up. They take Lou's body into like a dump area and just leave him there, making it look like somebody else did it. And the whole thing is just super disturbing. And then Rock kills her her guardman, to make sure that nobody knows that Kanan did it. Again, protecting her son. And the craziness is like they're two peas in a pod. It's just really crazy. And like, like, I don't know how this is gonna go when the rest of the family finds out. It's just gonna be, this is just not gonna end well. I'm just really concerned about how this is gonna go down when her big brother and Juke find out about this, and how this is just gonna flip the family upside down. Like, super disturbing. But I love this show. So the police come to Marvin and Juke's house, and they let him know, ask him if he's Lou's brother. Unfortunately, Marvin has to be the one who goes to the morgue and identifies his brother. He comes back in the car. Um, he couldn't even say anything. Like, he confirmed that Lou was dead, and just that scene of him, Marvin and Juke crying with each other in his car, is just so sad, so heartbreaking. I feel so bad for them. It's like, I think it's like that first reality of like the drug game kind of penetrating their inner family, and they're not as invincible as they think they are, and they didn't see that coming. And Juke was worried and knew that Kanan was going over to his mother's house and was trying to call Lou to see if he can help, but wasn't getting in don't really know what's happening, and kind of wanted to, avoid Kanan arguing, or God forbid hurting Rock. So Juke is just worried and don't know what's really going on. So to find out that Lou died is just, it just took them by surprise. So that scene is like super sad and heartbreaking. And again, I do not know how this is going to go when Marvin and Juke find out that Kanan did this, and Rock knew. And it happened in Rock's house. And it's just, and it's like Lou was trying to protect his sister. It's like he saw it, and he took that, seeing, Kanan trying to shoot her, is like he sacrificed himself for their Kanan and Rock's toxicity. So it's just this is just sad. All the way around. It's just super super sad. So Unique finds B-Rilla Brian's apartment because he's looking for his baby mom and his son, because at the end of the previous season 4, Lou kidnapped Unique's baby mom and son with the because they're rivaling. Rock is rivaling, of course, this ongoing rival between Unique and Rock. So Lou was with the shits, and he kidnapped him. He got his boy B-Rilla Brian, whatever his name is, to help him kidnap Unique's baby mom and son and hide them in his like abandoned malls somewhere. And Unique is going around. He's like, Unique is like a whole ass street detective. Actually, I take it back. I know I said Lou is my favorite. No, Unique is my favorite character. I love Joey Badass. One of my favorite young, rappers. He's not young. He's grown, but he's younger than me with his fine, handsome self. And he's just done an awesome job with this role as Unique on this show. Is definitely going to go in the books. And just such a super smart character, and even his arc on this show was just very well written. And the character is just so smart and has so much emotional intelligence. I don't think he realizes, and really picks up on behavior and body language. Like he peeps things super quickly, and he picks up patterns and figures things out very very quickly. I love that about his character. He's very keen, observant, and he finds where Lou's friend lives, sees his baby mom and his child in there, was like, oh, tell him, where's Brian, because that's his real name. And the baby mom not knowing, thinking like, because when Unique came, he was like, oh, we're his friend, we be at the studio where he been at, we haven't seen him at the studio because he's a rapper. And she's just talking like, oh, I haven't seen him, and giving them certain details that, and mention like a mall or something. So Unique is just like, so she starts to see like, how do you know him? And he's just like, spooks her out. So she sees already like, oh Lord, like, who are these guys? Now they're spooky. Now they know where we live. And he wants, that guy to know like he's looking for him, because he is trying to find his, rightfully so, his baby mom and his son. So he's out on the prowl. So we'll see if, I'm sure Unique is going to find him. He's a very determined man. So I think he's going to find them, and I we'll see how this goes. Yikes! So the police captain, I think his name is like Captain Lou or something like that. He's retiring this season, and that Detective Garcia, he he talks to Garcia. He's packing up and leaving the office, and talks to Garcia and just like, oh, you have to find who killed the Detective Malcolm, Omar Epps' character, who got killed a season or two ago, I think, and he died. Of course, is Rock and Kanan, and but he brought that on himself, messing with that family, thinking he got more power and thinking he's untouchable as well. I don't feel bad that Detective um, Omar Epps' character got killed, because I don't know why he acting like he doesn't know Rock or anybody affiliated with Rock, or they're all crazy, and he wants Detective Garcia to solve that murder and um, bring it to justice, and nobody gets away with killing a cop and all that, you know, nonsense to me, because they don't want to accept accountability or even see that he could have been crooked and could have been, shady cop business. But, you know, that's how they get down in the power universe. So um, that is what time Detective Garcia is on this season. He's trying to avenge um, Detective Malcolm or Howard's death, and trying to find out who killed them, or I think pin it on someone. So we shall see how it goes this season. So Rilla, or B Rilla, Party's character on Raising Kanan, is at this abandoned like mall or something with Unique's baby mom and son. He has no idea that Lou is dead, so he's waiting, thinking Lou is going to come back and what's the next, and let him know what's the next move. Like, are we going to keep them there? Are we moving them? So he's like, trying to play tough in front of Unique's baby mom, but also like nervous, scared, frustrated. He doesn't really know what's going on, and it's been, some hours have passed in time, and he doesn't know what to do. And of course, Unique buses in, shoots him, kills B Rilla, and saves, his baby mom and son. They're still alive. He asks her like, you okay? Did he hurt? And she's like, no. And just like I thought, he kills them. Unique kills them, and he goes. They get out of there, and he gotta find somewhere to hide them, because it's official that they're not safe, and he has to hide them so this doesn't happen again. So now we're at Rock's house. Marvin is going to tell his sister that their little brother Lou is dead, and he like instantly blames Unique and was like, Unique did this. Of course, Rock, being who she is, she does not correct him. She's just like, she's not saying it's not Unique, but she's making it seem like somebody else did it, and it's some street shit. But he's just like so emotional, so full of rage, and he is like honed in about it being Unique who killed Lou. And he starts to notice like Rock is like not as emotional, telling her that their brother is dead and somebody killing they don't know. And he's like, why aren't you emotional? And she's, of course, being Rock, gaslighting him like, oh, you can't tell me how to feel and how to just, that's what her character does. She's a gaslighter, and which is normal, typical family dynamics with siblings, and is always a gaslighting conversation. And she's just like, you can't tell me how to feel, and you don't think I want to go crazy and find out who did it, but we gotta be careful. And Marvin is not trying to hear it. He's trying to find Unique. whoever's affiliated you with Unique to get to him, and he's going to kill him because he just believes in tunnel vision on Unique that he killed Lou. So that's what time that Marvin is on this season. He gotta find Unique and kill him because he think that he killed his baby brother, and Marvin is not the one of the two. And we'll see how that goes. Now we having a very similar parallel conversation. Now Juke is at Kanan's crib and letting him know that she found out with her father that their Uncle Lou is dead, and she was like, oh, he was on the way to your mom's crib. Like, did you see him or did you know? And then of course, Kanan line talking about, oh, I never saw him. Like, Kanan and his mom, they're literally like the same person. It's like one is a male, one is female. It's just like I can't. And but just showing how, like, as you're growing up as a person, you don't realize the certain traits you pick up and how you slowly start to turn into your parent, even though if you don't want to. And I'm already seeing that this season this is probably going to be a part of Kanan's arc, because the showing the conversation, you see like how Marvin talking to Rock, and then Juke talking to Kanan is literally like the same vibe. He's hiding the secret. She's an emotional wreck. Thinking like, oh my god, like I know we was into some street shit, but I always thought we were invincible. And this being like that reality check of like being out of that delusional world and growing up, like this, like a reality check of like no. And Kanan said that like nobody's untouchable, like girls snap out of it. And I think similar to like her father, Jugas is looking at him like suspicious, but nobody's going to think that you killed our uncle. Like that's just you're not going to think that. So again, I just don't know how this is going to go when Juke and Marvin find out the truth. This is just going to be crazy. So we shall see how it goes. Breeze with his aunt and uncle, what is it, Pop and Snaps, their whack asses. He's there having dinner. They checking in because he's from East New York, Brooklyn, and he's coming to work with them in Queens and get this money, street shit. And they just checking in with him, having dinner, seeing how he's setting up, how things are going. And then Breeze is just like, he is like, why, working with Kanan is fine. He's a special case because, his aunt and uncle speak well of him, but he was like, why I gotta work with Unique? And and they're like, Unique still got people, he still got a team, so they could be useful. And, let's not have no problems with him. Let's kind of team up with him. It'll be more peaceful. We can get money that way. And if shit pop off, Unique got enough soldiers at the moment to it where it could be helpful if needed. And Breeze is just like, why we got to take that approach? Like back in the day when y'all was robbing banks, did y'all have to like y'all bum rushed up into places and took shit over? And they're like, oh, we came in the front door, we ain't bum rush. They just always, giving street fantasies. I really feel like they making themselves seem more than they were, but you can say that to people younger because they wasn't there. Because I just don't like them because they're mad. They are so hateful on Rock. Like they're just such haters. Like I just don't like that. Like even though Rock is insane herself, but I respect her. She's a boss, and she always figure out stuff for herself and make her own way. She always try to set up shop. She don't try to like and do it on her own. Like everybody always say like all this. That was like the thing with Rock at the end of season 4 of like, oh, all this madness and violence is around you, especially that old Asian man she was selling, moving work out of his Chinese spot. And I get that, like, yeah, there is, she always has violence around her, but all these drug dealers, that's the life. That's what it is. I just don't think that that old man really knew what he was getting himself into because he was dealing with a woman. And I think that's what it is like people have that point of view of women like it's the game. Why you mad at her because you think as a woman's gonna be a different experience? No, it's the game. And y'all are just upset that Rock is not intimidated by anyone and she's a woman and I feel like she doesn't really use violence as like a first resort all the time. I feel most of the time she's just always figuring out how to get money and find the key players. Like she's a strategist, um, and I just think people hate on her mind. Of course, her beauty, and she's dark skinned. They can't stand to see a confident dark skinned woman. This has been a problem Taylor's oldest time, but I just don't like that couple. Like they're super haters on Rock, and so they talk very grandiose about themselves, and they're the ones who kill Kanan's girlfriend. Like they're just really shady and shisty and all in Kanan's head and trying to ruin the relationship between Kanan and his mom Rock. I don't like that. They taking it way too far. like I just hope something they get what they deserve this season. This is the last season, and I just think that Breeze, is playing it cool for now. I think he is going to realize, which I don't think they're going to be prepared for. That Breeze is going to realize like he don't even need them. like y'all are old, y'all are dinosaurs at this point, and y'all still very thirsty. And why are y'all all into this young people street shit when y'all mad older like this? Like it doesn't make any sense of why y'all still want to be all on talking about the block and all this stuff, and they want to be these power players in between the block and like the Italians and all that stuff, and they should just be at a different phase in the game, trying to get out, trying to clean the money. It's just weird how they're kind of bottom feeders. So that's where they're at with it, just trying to figure out, trying to get Breeze set up with working with Kanan and Unique, and trying to make more money and not have any violence or police attention, and of course continuing to ruin the relationship between Kanan and his mom and just his family. So we'll see how it goes this season. So Marvin busts up into that abandoned mall room that Lou and B Rilla was hiding Unique's baby mom and son, but by the time he get there, B Rilla is already dead, and Marvin's just like, damn it, he was too late, and saw that dude got killed. So he's back out on the hunt for Unique, and also Garcia is like bothering Juke, trying to get information out of her as he is on his quest to find out who killed Detective Malcolm, who was Omar Epps' character, and just trying to see if he can like have the type of relationship that Spanish detective chick, I think her name was Detective Burke, or Officer Burke or whatever her name was. And of course, Juke is playing it cool. Like, why are you asking me questions about how cop business and how one viewed the other, and I didn't work for her, and she was bothering me? How you're bothering me right now when I don't trust any of you guys, and he's trying to like intimidate her. Using him being a cop and a man because she a black girl, just assume, and I think he's getting frustrated because Juke doesn't seem she's not like being scared of him, and is making him frustrated. So we'll see. That's going to be the thing of him trying to pump her information to help him solve Detective Malcolm's murder, and we'll see if how that tug of war goes between him and Juke. So Unique is at Russo's house, that mafioso dude who stabbed Sefno last season, and he asking and thinking, did he kill Lou? Marvin and Rock's brother. And Russo's looking at him like, I don't be in y'all. He looking at him, I'm not into y'all. Like, of course, he's viewing the black people as like petty street shit. He like, I don't have nothing to do with that. Unique, like, it wasn't one of your like your people, like your team. And he's like, no, like, and if they did, like, we would have a problem. Like, I don't have nothing to do with that. And he was like, I'm done with you and y'all drama. Like, I don't have nothing to do with that. And get out, like, you coming here accusing me of stuff, and I got my own stuff going on, because he know he stabbed Stefano, and that's it will probably be a problem, because Stefano is I don't think he knows that Stefano like lived through that. So we'll see how that goes this season. But Russo and Unique are done with each other basically. And then we go next to Marvin going to the shop, like the tailor shop that Unique is set up, seeing if he there. He breaks in. Unique, no, none of his peoples are there. He like destroys the shop, busts the glass door in the front, breaks stuff up. So he's mad because he can't find Unique anywhere, because he is on a mission to kill him, because he thinks that Unique killed his brother Lou. And I don't know. I just feel so bad because it's like like Unique don't have anything to do with this, and it's like literally Rock and Kanan in their mess that killed Lou, and Unique is being pinned for this. And Rock is not saying anything against it. She's just basically telling Marvin, like, once we go after Unique, is no turning back. But it's like, you know your brother, and Marvin is insane on a regular. So now that he's dealing with grief, he's just in a rage and wants revenge. So this is just gonna be really hectic. I feel really bad for Unique. So Rock is meeting up with that Middle Eastern dude, Hafiz, his name is, and just letting him know, like, she's, unfortunately not in a good spot because she lost, that Chinese spot she was working at. She's moving the drugs out, and it's just not, she's not in a good place, but she's, trying to set up and make things happen so she doesn't lose that business with him. And he's just looking at her like he doesn't have the best confidence, so she's gonna have to think of something quick, um, you know, so she doesn't lose him as a connect, because she likes working with him. So I hope she figures it out and works it out, because she already lost her brother and all the nonsense with Lou's, how she lost Lou and Kanan. So I hope she can turn it around. And then we also are now at the scene where that little white girl that Marvin protected, that white dude he was friends with, who had like an addiction problem and died. He's like looking over his kids, and they were in like in a foster situation. He saved the girl from like an abusive, and her sister from abusive situations, so they got moved to a better home. And she knows that Marvin killed that guy, and she's you know listening to Marvin and using a lie that it was a white dude who came in and killed that guy, a white dude with tattoos. And of course she's going to listen, because Marvin's been good to her and helped her father and saved her and her sister. And the cops are trying to like get her to, she's in a new foster home, a safer, nicer foster home with her and her sister. And the cops are talking to her to try to get her to tell what really happened, because they don't believe her, and because there's like other witnesses who saw, and she was like saying like a black dude was there. And the detectives, and I guess like the foster system, like I guess the social worker is there talking to her to see if her story is going to change. And she's just like sticking to her story. She's like, no, it was a white dude with tattoos, just like Marvin told her. And so the social worker walks off to the side with one of the other detectives, saying like, oh, let me talk to her, let me give me like a week. I could see if I could get the truth out of her, and maybe I can say like, oh, she likes this, because the girl likes the nicer new foster home she's in. She was like basically saying like, maybe if I tell her, like, if she doesn't tell the truth, like, I'm gonna find her another home, which is terrible. Like, I don't know why. Like, it's just very disturbing. Like, why would you say that to that little girl? She already, how she lost her father, and then being in that crazy situation with the last terrible foster home and being abused, her and her sister. Like, why would you do that? Like, she's experienced so much trauma. So I'm just disturbed by that scene of, and that how that woman said that so nonchalantly. It's just all that stuff about just foster children in the system, like stuff like that, is really disturbing and breaks my heart. And so I also love how they putting that in the show and reflecting that in the storyline, from last season to this season. So we shall see if that becomes a thing for Marvin, if they start to put a spotlight on him for killing that guy, her former foster parent, and seeing if that may become an issue for Marvin. We shall see. So now Kanan comes into his apartment with all of his corner boys, and they're arguing about 90s hip hop, Pete Rock and Dr. Dre, which is a testament to that time. And instantly when he comes in, they're just like, it's dry out here. Like, we're not getting any money. Like, what's going on? We hear about this dude named Breeze who working out the pawn shop, and that's the pawn shop that his aunt and uncle Pop and Snap, I think their names are, set him up at to start working and moving work over there. That's the front. It's a pawn shop, and they're like, and then because Kanan hasn't really started really working with. He's introduced to Breeze, but they haven't really started working yet to see what comes with it. So he's not making any money right now. So the fact that his corner boys already know about Breeze and he's already making a name and you know making money, they're just basically letting him know, like, if you take too much longer, we're gonna go work for Breeze. So Kanan's just like, give me a day or two. But he's just looking like he doesn't even know what he's gonna do. And so next we got Unique is coming back to his tailor shop, seeing this all fucked up, and because of Marvin jacked it up, and he's just like, Lord, like every time he had to rebuild it before, it was a mess, and now he's gonna have to figure out how to fix it up again. And then Pop and Snap come in because Unique invited them over, so they go in the back of his shop and talk. And Unique is just like, basically because Russo kicked him out and said, I don't want nothing to do with you. He's like, I don't got my connect no more with the Italians, so is that still on the table for me to talk to you about partnering up? And so Papa Snap is like, oh, you got to talk to our nephew Breeze, because we got him working out here now from Brooklyn, and we got to see how that goes. So Unique did not know about that. He's like, who the hell is this? So he looking like, Lord, like, what is this? Like, Unique in his ego. He's like, who is this? Like, there's another person. Like, I thought I was just dealing with you, with y'all two. So we'll see how it goes, because Breeze got an energy, and we all know Unique got an energy. So we'll see how it goes when they meet up. So Juke is with her girlfriend Aisha, and they're just talking about Lou dying, and of course Juke is just she's grieving and just in a negative space, and Aisha's just trying to comfort her and just say, like, don't keep thinking negatively. And she's just like, everybody around me is dying, and it could happen to any one of us. This is just a reality. This is just my life, and I'm just like them. Like, I keep trying to tell you, like, Juke just, she was in a place for her life to get better. I just think her character is just, well, all the characters of the show, because they're so smart and talented, this family, and it's like they just were brought up in like the hard circumstances and felt like they had to make this decision on how to get by. I mean, of course they could have made different decisions. They could have went to school and worked in this American system, but they didn't. They chose the street life, they chose the drug life, and this is just where they're at. And it's ashamed, that there's also talented, and this is how their lives have panned out. And I think Juke is just thinking like, I don't know how much longer I could be in this relationship, because like you are living like a straight laced square life and going to college, and why are you still dealing with me? And I don't want to affect your life. So I don't even think Aisha's realizing like Juke is like low key like pushing her away and probably gonna break up with her. And so she leaves Juke's crib, and Garcia is seeing her going like getting picked up by like one of her parents or her mom. So I don't know if Garcia gonna bother that girl to try to get information from her about Juke. I'm like, Lord. And next we have a super sad scene of Marvin in Lou's studio, because Lou was a very talented producer, and he's just thinking about how a scene of when Lou was working on music with his daughter Juke, and just missing his brother, and how talented he was and the light he had. It's just really sad. I just don't know how this is going to affect Marvin this season, because that man is already insane, and to have grief on top of that, this is just, I don't know how that's going to affect his character. So we shall see how this goes. I'm just really empathetic to Marvin and the grief that he's going through this season. So Kanan pulling up on Breeze, and he see at that pawn shop area, and he go in the back, and he see that Breeze got some type of illegal boxing fight club shit going on, and he got two young dudes boxing, and the one of the boxers is like, oh, I put him down, and Breeze is like, it's not over till I say it's over. He's like, you either knock him out cold, or he pulls out his gun like, I'm going to shoot you. So the dude beats the other young dude to a pulp and knocks him out completely, and then he wins for the match, and Breeze gives him the money, and he's just like, we on some gladiator shit, two come in, one comes out. And then you see like a stop freeze, and you hear older Kanan talking about like how Breeze is like one of the coldest motherfuckers and craziest that he's ever encountered, and he don't give a fuck. So that just goes to show, what type of relationship they gonna have. And even Kanan at that time, while they're young, he's looking at him, people like, oh, this dude is nuts. Like, he's starting to really, the layers of, the layers of Breeze is starting to peel away. So he's starting to see, like, this dude is crazy. And so we go to the next scene where they're back at the nice little, like, a penthouse apartment that Unique set up, and he's there with his baby mom, and like, of course, one of his guys guarding the door, and she's basically letting him know, like, it's not safe out here, it's not safe for any of us, it's not safe for you, like, you have to basically want him to get out the game. And he's just like, oh, you know what it is, you always know what it is, it's part of the life, and people, it's just basically what comes with the territory. And she's just like, dude, you telling me all this stuff, and you think I always listen to you because I thought you were always right. Like, dude, it's because I love you. It's not because I think you always right and you know best. You don't. Like, you need to, like, listen to me and be there, want to live and get out for your family. Like, you don't see what's going on around you. Like, it's getting hot out here. They kidnap me and your son. Like, it don't get any more crazy than that. Like, it's only going to go down from here. It's not going to get any better. And she's just like, like, she loves him, but I'm a mom first, and I got to protect my son. I'll protect him even against his father. Like, dude, if you don't get out the game, you ain't going to basically see me and your son. like it is like she's basically giving him an ultimatum. And I feel her, like, That's insane to be kidnapped. Like you and your child, you don't know. She ain't know if they were gonna kill her, kill her son in front of her. Like she had no idea, or kill all of them. Including Unique. So I totally empathize and get why she is feeling the way she is. You know what I mean? So I totally get it. And Unique is looking at her like, whoa, like I ain't never hear her talk like that. And like, dude, wake up. Like you about to not only you think you losing your grip on the street, you about to lose your family. So I'm glad that she gave him that reality check. So we'll see if he realizes it or not. So Kanan goes back into the pawn shop and he chops it up with Breeze and just basically talking about like trying to see like how like why do they want to work with, why does like how's it going to be working together and why you want to work with me. And basically Breeze is just like, well, my aunt and uncle, Snaps and Pop, talks highly of like Kanan's father, who's like a well-known drug dealer back in the day. And you are earner, you have your business now, like selling drugs through like the corner boys, but they're on bikes. And he's just like, if you join up with me, it's your business is gonna go to a corporation, and basically you're gonna level up, basically, because I did it in Brooklyn. I'm gonna do it out here. They ain't bring me out here for nothing. And you know how my family already making money, my aunt and uncle, and that's the pedigree I come from. And Kane is just a little leery of him. He's just like, oh, it's about money. Like, it's not about nothing else. Like, yeah, your aunt uncle knew my father, but he was like, what about like the streets or whatever, and what's going on? He's like, basically, like our teams can join and connect, and it ain't no competition. Like your mother's basically not working out of Queens anymore, so there's no competition. And they got his aunt and uncle. Breeze is like, we got my aunt and uncle. We got to connect with the Italians. Like, is like you leaving money on the table, basically. Like, why aren't you trying to set up so you could be running Queens, basically? So Kanan was looking at him like, oh, okay, like it sounded like a good deal. And I think he definitely perked up when he was like, your mother's out the game. Like, Kanan is competing with his mom and trying to take over his mom. And Kanan got so many, he got mommy and daddy issues because he's trying to be like a man he ain't never meet. And he is like obsessed with trying to like overpower his mother. It's just, I don't know, it's just crazy. I'm just like disturbed. Not, I don't know, because it's like Kanan was brought up in craziness and his mom's crazy. She has played a lot of mental and emotional games with him. I definitely get that, but it's like he doesn't have reason with her. He just assumes the worst without even having a conversation. Like he basically doesn't trust her. He has no trust, and with no trust you don't have a relationship, any type of relationship. So that's just where they're at, unfortunately. So he's just they're just not in a good place that I don't think they could come back from. And yeah, we'll see how this relationship, I feel like there's more, but will see how this relationship between Kanan and Breeze go, because Breeze seems insane already. But I love the guy who plays for. He's a phenomenal actor. I loved him on the Wu-Tang show that was on Hulu. He played Raekwon, and he was amazing. So I just think he's a very talented actor. So definitely think he's a great addition to the show and understands the vibe of the show. So this should be interesting. So now we're at Stefano's in the hospital. He did live from that stabbing from Russo, and now he got all his crew around him in the hospital room, and he don't want to tell them why he was meeting with Russo, how they was in cahoots. Like, I can't stand Stefano. And they all looking at him, he like, yeah, like, oh, I'll explain to you at a later time why I was with Russo. And like basically saying like we gonna get Russo for trying to stab me, and you threaten the code of honor. And then I'm like, dude, you're not honorable. You're shady too. Like Stefano was like full of shit. He's like takes no accountability. He's very bitch ass. He's like a typical old school ass man. And putting Italian on it don't make it any better. So, but the way they panned around and show his crew, like they looking at they know he full of shit, but they just they don't know everything, so they just gotta probably wait and see how things pan out. And then next we have Unique with his baby mom. She's packed her up in a car. She's heading to like another place to live with her and the son to hide out, so nobody finds them and they don't have that kidnapping situation again, because it's very hot on the streets for Unique. And she's basically like, you should come with us. He like, I can't. I'm trying to set up. And she's like, no, you don't. Like, you could come. You could do whatever you want. But he is trying to hold on to the streets, even though the streets has let him go. And so he goes and says bye to his son, and his son just looks at him out the car like, dude, like, basically, like, look at him like, dude, you're full of shit. Like, no expression, no, because he just knows his father. He, always chooses the streets over him, so he ain't really got too much for him. And I think that finally Unique is noticing it and it's hitting him. You know what I mean? Which it should. That's your son. That's your family. Like, it's finally hitting him of how his son is viewing him and feeling like not being prioritized. So I'm glad that they're showing, like, because Unique has just been on this. He's had a family this whole time. He operates like a man who don't has a family, and I guess it's to see like how he's changing. And his priorities. I think he's just been so gun ho and trying to seem like this powerful street dude, and where has it gotten him? Even with his family dynamics and his brother, I think he probably, how he viewed family was just very skewed on how he was raised, but not realizing he's created the family that he always kind of needed. So we'll see if he realizes it. We'll see if he realizes it. I don't know. So now we have the part of the episode where we have the parallel scenes between Lou's funeral and Breeze and Unique meeting up to see how they possibly gonna go into business. Of course, Lou's funeral is super sad. Marvin is very emotional, and Rock and Kanan have to save face, and they know they have to hide that Kanan killed his uncle Lou. And it's just very sad, and seeing all the people Lou had relationship with, like Famous's sister is there, the white lady who he part owned the bar lounge with, and the old music exec, Jewish music exec that he worked with for a little bit too, and even the A&R chick he was messing with, and everybody just paying their respect. And then at the end of the funeral, Rock goes to Kanan, who's leaving, and she catches him before he leaves, and they're talking. And Juke sees them, like she's talking with her father. She's kind of at a distance, still at the door of the church. It's like the end of the funeral, everybody's leaving out, and Juke is over at the steps talking with the white lady and her father, and she's looking over at them talking, but of course she's too far to hear them, and she sees Rock and Kanan talking by Kanan's car, and she's basically saying like, you haven't reached out since anything's happened. Like, I cleaned up your mess and you don't even look back, and basically like you're ungrateful, and like you're not even talking to me, and I'm hiding that you killed my brother. And he's basically just like, what am I looking back for? Like, and she's basically like, we're done. Like, after this, like, we don't have no relationship. We're done. And he's like, oh, am I supposed to care? And she's like, oh, you never had an enemy like me before. And he's like, I had you as an enemy my whole life. And she's looking at him like, wow, this I do not care. Like she's saying we're done, but he's been done with you. He like Rock, he came to your house to kill you. Like girl, he's been done with you way longer, madam. So I don't know why she thought this was gonna mean something like, cause oh I hid that you're kill my brother. Like he doesn't care. He doesn't at all. And I think she thought that was supposed to bring them closer, but he's been done with you. So I don't know what she thought that was gonna mean. But this is where they're at in their relationship. Like it's official, they're done with each other. So we'll see how they're gonna be operating with each other going forward. But this whole thing is just super super sad. And so we have the scenes where Breeze and Unique are officially meeting each other at Breeze's pawn shop, and they're introducing each other, and um, talking very bravado, and you know, both on some fly jiggy nigga shit. So, um, and Breeze is like, "Oh, I think I done met my match or whatever," and you basically you jack my swag, and Unique's with him like, "I don't know you, like I had it first." So just talking junk back to each other, and Unique is like, "I'm unmatchable." So I think Breeze is seeing like, "Oh, this dude, he's a handful like me. Like I don't know, like he's basically looking like I don't know how this gonna go." So they're talking more and more, and of course, Unique is letting him know like, "Oh, like I got other options. I'm just like here to talk with you, and uh, how basically how this is gonna go." And he's just like basically saying like, it's a partnership, like to make money with me and my aunt and uncle Pop and Snap, and just like and Unique is just asking him questions, and like also letting him know like um I know you working with Kanan, but I had nothing to do with his uncle Lou um passing away. Like I didn't do that, but basically like we got problem. I've always had problems for a minute with rocking them, and but I had nothing to do with it. But that's basically where we're at. And Breeze is just like, oh, like Kanan hasn't even brought up his uncle. He's just about the business or whatever. And Unique is looking like, that's weird that he hasn't brought it up, but he keeps it to himself. And he asks Breeze like, oh, like who are y'all working with? Like who's y'all connect? And basically trying to see like who are they working with the Italians. But Breeze is like, oh, don't worry about that. Like you'll get your cut. And Unique is just like, oh, like this is a partnership, right? Like I don't work for you, you don't work for me. He's like, yeah, it's a partnership. Like I'm clear on that, and but I don't know. They both got too much, they big energy. That so-called alpha energy. So I don't know how this is gonna go or last. So we shall see if they can truly work together. That is my review for season 5, episode 1 of Raising Kanan. Again, that's one of my favorite universes and series from Power. Again, this is my first YouTube review, so I hope you enjoyed it. I plan to continue to review the rest of the season, and just join me for this ride. If you like what you're hearing, I would love for you to like, subscribe, and join me on this journey. And thank you again. And yeah, let's get it. Bye.